It's 2019, everyone. Another year with more games on the way. Probably too many to play. Last year I couldn't really get any of the big games on release. So, with Christmas and my birthday just 2 weeks later, I got all the games I wanted. God of War, Spiderman, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Mario Tennis Aces, Let's Go Pikachu, Grim Fandango Remastered, and several more. The only game I got in the last several months was the incredible Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. With all these games to talk about, thought I'd try and talk about them in the same way I've been playing them, all at the same time. So welcome to the first of the Pixel Tavern Game Collection Extravaganzas. Title pending, will probably change, may or may not sound better. Let's kick it off with Kratos and the Boy. This was one of the biggest games of 2018 and was even the Game of the Year winner at the Game Awards in December.
Real Boy.
I don't know if it's the best Game of the Year, I'll be honest, but it's sure as hell one of them. Developers Sony Santa Monica decided to drag Kratos into maturity for his latest release. He's now older, gruffer, and has a beard the birds could nest in. Glorious. It seems the team has taken a page out of the Naughty Dog / Last of Us development manual, as the game is much more character and story focused than any previous game in the series. Even the camera angle is basically the same as The Last of Us. The combat, however, is nothing like it and is awesome, especially being able to throw your axe and call it back at any time, just like Thor's hammer, resulting in awesome moments like this. And the presentation is quite frankly some of the best I've seen in a video game. The camera is one continuous shot for the entire game. Unless you die, which in my case I did that a lot, the camera will always be moving and never cutting shots. It's been done in TV shows and movies, but this is actually more impressive, as this is around a 30+ hour game. I haven't completed it myself yet, mostly being distracted by another game in this video. But I have had a great time with it so far, and I'm looking forward to slicing up some more demons and monsters soon. If only just for the sweet, sweet axe throwing and Kratos' ultimate gruff voice. Not so sure on the story so far though, I must be honest. It seems more focused on characters only, rather than an overall story. However, it's very early days in this game for me, so I don't want to comment on that too much yet. I recommend playing it. Fantastic game for the PlayStation, and one of its many good exclusives. Jumping from gods slicing demons to bits, to demons and dead guys taking the living, or recently deceased, to heaven and hell. I've never been a huge player of point-and-click adventures, although I did enjoy the first few seasons of The Walking Dead. They have always intrigued me though, and Grim Fandango, which I have always heard great things about, is certainly intriguing at the very least. Set in a world of the dead and basing its look and themes on the Mexican Day of the Dead, the game is incredibly unique in its design. The world is exciting and weird to explore, ranging from business offices to parades to the river Styx. One of the most impressive parts of the game is its voice acting.
Take me? Take me where?
No, there's no need to be nervous.
Nervous? No, just your appearance. It's a little intimidating.
Intimidating? Me?
This was recorded in the 1990s, and voice acting was not normally a good or even present feature of video games at the time. So to have multiple dialogue trees and genuinely spot-on acting, it was quite a surprise to see how polished this aspect of the game is. The gameplay is your usual point-and-click madness. Go here, get this, use it here, click that, talk to this guy, etc. It is more of an interactive film rather than a video game. It's not really a criticism though, as the world and story on offer here is worth playing through. Sure, some of the puzzles are almost impossible to work out, such as ask this balloon guy for a dead worm, then fill that up with the liquid from the basement, then put it in the mail tube so it blocks the mail room, then do it again, but this time block the door while the repairman is distracted so you can go in and steal all the good clients. How the hell was I meant to figure that out? There is no hint system whatsoever either, so don't go expecting any help during your playthrough. Unless, of course, you have the internet. There are websites that give you a great hint system, that give you multiple levels of hints, starting from subtle ones, moving all the way up to straight up giving you the answer. If you want to check out that site, it's in the description below. Like God of War, I haven't got too far in this one yet, but it's definitely worth your time if you want a deep and interesting story and world to discover. Also, it's really damn funny.
You were to take that money you were buried with and buy a better travel package from us. I mean, wouldn't you rather cross the land of the dead in your own sports car? Maybe try a luxury ocean cruise? Or, if you led a very good life, you may even be eligible for a ticket on the number 9 itself.
The number 9.
Mario Tennis Aces. Yeah, this one kind of surprised me as well. I have never played tennis games before, apart from Wii Sports on the Wii, which admittedly was thoroughly enjoyable. So leave it to Nintendo to make me want a tennis game of all things. Now it is a tennis game, but it's more a really unique fighting game in disguise. My first experience of this game was with the online stress test last year, which I really enjoyed at the time. It's so much fun to learn how to play and the tricks to use. And it's wonderfully balanced. You can play the game with basic tennis rules, but why? When you can do crazy shit like this. It's like a cross between Super Smash Bros. And tennis, and it works beautifully. One of my favourite mechanics is the power meter. If you keep rallying and timing your shots right, you build the meter, which gives you the ability to fire off strong, almost unreturnable attacks. In doing so though, your meter will go down, leaving you more easily attackable by your opponent if they build up their meter and hit with what can only be described as a tennis final smash. To top it off, you can lose by your racket breaking. You can block the super attacks, but if you get your timing wrong, you will damage your racket. You have a couple of rackets to go through, but if you break all of them, you straight up lose. This adds a tactical layer to your special moves, knowing when best to use them to take your opponent down, or when to hold them back so you can use the slow motion movement to block enemy attacks. Each character is unique and there are loads of them, with only more released as free content updates every month. The graphics are bright and colourful, the music is catchy, and overall this is just a really unique and fun game to play with plenty of polish. The longevity, like fighting games, comes from playing against others online and off, and the online thankfully works very smoothly, with little to no lag and a large community of players to take on. Even if you don't like tennis games, I highly recommend this one to anyone who enjoys playing more competitive games. Of course, I can't really cover the co-op in this game without a partner, so tune into my next video to find out more about that. Spiderman on the PS4. Oh sweet jumping jelly beans, is it good? Fucking incredibly good, in fact. Seriously, I could not stop playing this game. I haven't been this hooked on a single player game since Mario Odyssey and Zelda Breath of the Wild, and those are two of my favourite games ever. After some negative responses to some of the E3 footage, I admit I lost a lot of interest in the game. Then the reviews started to come in being quite positive, in the 8 or 9s area. But when I got to actually play the game and swing around New York for just 5 minutes on a friend's console, I knew I had to get this game. Everything about the game is so polished I can see my face in it. The graphics, the animations, the story, the combat, the map, the overall gameplay, and best of all, that sweet, sweet swinging mechanics. Oh my god, it's just so good. You may have guessed I fucking love this game. For me, this is the single player game of the year and deserved the Game of the Year award more than God of War. The game is just so much fun. It has hands down the most exciting traversal system in any game ever. So much so that I literally have never used the fast travel system, because why would I, when swinging through New York is this fast and exciting? It's so fluid, effortlessly swinging through buildings and vehicles, wall running, leaping, web zipping up into the air, a stunt system that earns you XP, it's simply amazing. Taking the basic premise and design of Spider-Man 2, the game, and updating it for modern controls. That's just the way you get around the city, and I could go on for hours on how good it is. Moving on to the combat, it's just phenomenal, really working like you would imagine Spider-Man to fight. Leaping around, webbing people, fluidly switching between enemies, knocking them through destructible environments, a strong variety of enemies ranging from melee weapons, guns, jetpacks, hand-to-hand combat, brute enemies and more. Honestly, I think it's even better than the Batman Arkham games in combat, being even more fluid and variable than that system. The stealth mechanics are also interesting enough to make you want to use them, but not overpowered enough to make the game too easy. Multiple difficulty modes give you a reason to play through again, and it's definitely a game I'm going to play twice. The presentation is on the level of the Marvel movies, with fantastic character and world design, almost flawless voice acting, graphics and motion capture that are truly up there with some of the best in entertainment, and a memorable and booming soundtrack that feels like it came straight out of the films. It even varies depending on how you are moving through the world.
Say cheese. Thanks for all you do.
Attention Sable teams, need immediate sit rep.
This game is worth a console purchase in my mind. I cannot wait for more. And thankfully with the reasonably priced DLC, I still have several more hours of story to play through, even after completing the main game and the first DLC pack, which by the way has been great so far. Well done Insomniac Games, you have truly made a sequel that tops Spider-Man 2 the game, and reminded me why Spider-Man works so well in video games. If you're a fan of Spider-Man, or even open world action games in general, this game is one of the best. Thank you all for watching. My name's Phil, I was the creator of this video. This is just part 1 of this series. I'll be covering co-op gameplay next with my partner Jess, and I'll be covering the next set of games in a few weeks' time. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe to the Pixel Tavern. I make new videos roughly every month, and there are also some more videos on screen now. Until the next video guys, thank you very much for watching.